Welcome to the Sam Sorbo Show. Thanks so much for joining me. If you're joining me on mojo50.com, just sit tight. The show goes on. And elsewhere, these are divided into little segments, which is more fun for people who watch YouTube videos and Rumble videos and sorbos.locals.com. And if you want extra content, go to sorbos.locals.com and join my husband and my community. All right. So I promised you a juicy story, and you're going to get it. But first, I have to go over the CCC student survey. So they sent this survey out. They also told the parents simultaneously, so the parents really had no chance of preparing for it. It starts banal enough. What school do you attend? And then it asks about grade and race and religion, asking the children personal questions like that. And then it says, now, question number 5. So it gets right into the meat of it. What is your primary gender identity? Mark only one oval, by the way. Male, female, transgender male, transgender female, gender queer, gender fluid, questioning, prefer not to answer, and other. And trust me, any answer that you give is a data point. They are harvesting your children's data. Number 6, do you identify as gay, lesbian, bisexual, pansexual, aromantic/asexual, or questioning? Mark only one oval. And that's either yes, no, my identity is not listed, I'm not sure, prefer not to say, and other. And of course, their argument is going to be, oh, they can always just say, I prefer not to say. Yeah, but that's also data. I just find this, hold on, I'll get to the point in just a second. At school, my teachers and other adults, and then you've got a whole list of different options to answer. Strongly agree, disagree. It starts with care about my learning, whether you strongly agree or disagree, whatever. But then it goes, give everyone the same opportunities in the classroom. Well, what if not everybody wants the same opportunities in the classroom? Allow me to feel that my contributions in the classroom are valued in the classroom. What if you don't contribute valuably to the classroom? What? I trust my teachers is the next question. Always, some of the time, most of the time, never. I respect my teachers. Do you? Conversations about the following are planned and encouraged in the classroom. So these are the conversations that they are having the teachers engage in with your children. Race and ethnicity conversations, gender and gender identity conversations, sexual orientation conversations, differences in learning abilities and physical abilities conversations. And it goes on. How comfortable you are with having these conversations about those specific issues. Where does this fall under education? How is this educational? It is not. I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit excited. Choose your level of agreement with the next statements about your experiences in class. I feel unable to share my views in class because of my race, because of my gender, my sexual orientation, because of differences in learning or physical abilities. Level of agreement with the statements. They ask if you strongly agree or disagree with diversity, inclusiveness, and equity are important at my school. Adults in this school respect student identities. And then it occurs to me, what student is going to fill this out properly? Like, what percentage of students are going to take this seriously and answer honestly? I know I wouldn't, and I was a good girl, but I would look at this and go, what the heck are they asking me? No, I'm just going to mark me. It is wrong to discriminate against someone because of their race, appearance, culture, religion, or on some other basis. What about on some other basis? Well, let's cover that. Is it wrong to discriminate against someone who is a thief, who bullies other people? Is it wrong to discriminate against him? I would say no. I would say that's useful discrimination. Idiots. Sorry, I'm getting a bit carried away. I don't want to run out of time here. So then they go into, positive representations of people from many races, cultures, and backgrounds represented in, and then they list all the different classes. How inclusive are each of these classes? And by the way, they'll figure out who your teacher is. I see positive representations of the LGBTQ community in these classes. I'm sorry. This is just, it's an outrage. Choose your level of agreement with the next statements. Well, the punishment for breaking school rules is the same no matter who you are. I'm just going to read through. School rules are consistently enforced. No, never. That doesn't happen. Everybody feels like they are the ones that were mistreated or what have you. We work on listening to others so that we really understand what they are trying to say. Oh my goodness. No discernment, okay? Education used to be about teaching discernment of truth, beauty, and goodness. No discernment. They're teaching the opposite these days. Students harass or bully or intimidate each other because of this. And then it's like, oh, sexual orientation or appearance or what have you. This is an outrage. This is an outrage. This is just using your children to collect data, which of course will be sold to the highest bidder and probably the government. And it's, okay, I can calm down. No, I can't, because this is an amazing story. Social media erupts after a crocheter, somebody who crochets, with the yarn and stuff, the thread, makes prosthetic. The term that they use is packers for very young trans kids. Okay. Can you imagine what a packer is for a very young trans kid, even those wearing diapers? Now, in this scenario, the trans children are female and they want a prosthetic penis. And they are in diapers. So somebody is crocheting these things and they have photos. And I'm not going to show you because, no, it's called the Bitty Bug Soft Packer. It sells the pattern for the soft packer, and it's for use by trans and non-binary folks or as an anatomical model. This is a viral pattern, apparently. It's gone viral. She was frustrated, the creator of the pattern was frustrated by the cost and discomfort of silicone options, which means that she is applying this to a young female child or more than one. And I just, it's funny because my husband and I, we read stuff like this, like Disney apparently, and this was on Not the Bee, which is the real site that corresponds with the Babylon Bee. So the Babylon Bee is satire, and the real site carried the article about in the new Cinderella movie, the fairy godmother is going to be a Black gay man or a Black transgender man. And by the way, we're not supposed to see color, but I guess it's important to point out that he's Black because they did in the article. It's a knitted penis for extremely small girls to wear in their pants if their parents believe them to be transgender. How is it useful? The entire purpose of a prosthetic penis is if a trans-identified female has some sort of genital anxiety. Oh my goodness. So I've got a few minutes left. Let me just say this. Years and years ago, I saw a report on young people using alcohol. Now, alcohol, we know, is a disinhibitor. So people go to a bar, they go to a party, they go somewhere, they feel a little bit inhibited, right? Different people around, maybe strangers, whatever. They get a drink, they just feel better. It's a disinhibitor. It makes them feel better about themselves because it just relaxes them, and so it calms their anxiety. What happens when you give young people alcohol, like you give it to 12, 13, 14-year-olds, because you're trying to do them a favor because, oh, if they have alcohol under my roof, then I can supervise and it's safer, right? And I've heard a lot of parents making that argument. That argument is completely wrong. Teach your children to deal with their anxiety. Don't, 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 oh, now I can't even think of the word, trap them in thinking that they need alcohol to overcome their anxiety. When you give somebody a crutch, they turn out to need that crutch. That's all this is. This is actually, it's a vanity play for the parents. Oh, my daughter's transgender and I'm going to virtue signal now. In fact, that's right. The virtue signalers, which, you know, they just, they posture that, that they're basically their crap don't stink. And, everything that they do is politically correct and, you know, morally, virtuous, right? In fact, Roger Simon calls them moral narcissists because they think that their morality is the preeminent morality. It's the morality that everybody else should ascribe to. And so we have these parents who, for some reason, somehow they got into their heads that their children, that their young daughters were trannies. And so now they are indulging themselves, really, because the young people, they don't know any better. In fact, I've got very excellent photos of one of my boys, I won't say which one of my boys wearing a tutu when he was very young, because he liked shiny things. Little boys like shiny, glittery things, just like little girls do, because it's attractive. We're attracted to glitter. We're attracted to shiny things. Me more so than my male audience probably these days. And yet young children like that stuff. And I had a little tutu for my daughter and my boys put it on because they thought that it was funny. So I've got these great photos that I'm going to use against them one day when I need to. I like the response on Twitter was a backlash against this prosthetic crocheted penises. Are you kidding me? I can't even say it with a straight. Ugh. One social media user tweeted about the soft packer, writing, "Oh, look, a new form of child abuse." Another added, "Parents forcing the trans agenda on their baby girls can now buy a crochet penis to put in her diapers and panties." It's absurd. It is. Ew, another user complained. Knitted packers, quote, appropriate for children? The site states they make these as silicone prosthetics do not come in sizes appropriate for kiddos. Well, who's to say what's appropriate? I mean, if you're making crap up, sorry, I get carried away, but if you're making all this stuff up, who cares? Put a full-size thing in the diaper, right? What? Because children should be having fun and not worrying about a bulge in their underwear. The only reason that they're worrying about it is because their parents are instilling in them this kind of anxiety. Another Twitter user added, "I wish this wasn't real, but here we are. Knitted packers appropriate for children, which girls can wear in diapers. Anyone who does this to their child should be arrested. This is child abuse." I tend to agree with them. They should definitely have psychological counseling, etc. And then a last user wrote, "God, send the meteors. We are done here." Which I almost agree with, except I started the show, for those of you on mojo50.com, and for those of you listening to the full show from start to finish, I started the show saying that I have a level of optimism that I haven't had in a while. And it could be because I went shopping and saw a number of people not wearing their masks. And I did see, I wanted to share this with you and then I have to go. I did see a couple and the guy was wearing his mask on his chin. And I looked at him and I go, dude, of course I'm not wearing a mask. I go, dude, take it off. Like, you're not fooling anybody. You're not even wearing it. Like, and he kind of looked sheepish and he was like, well, I feel like, somebody, I say, they don't even ask anymore. Their policy has changed. They don't ask. And I could just talk to another woman who I complimented on her beautiful smile because she wasn't wearing a mask. And she said, oh, I asked. And they said, yes, it's okay. You don't have to wear one. Stop asking, folks. Go out without your mask on and let them tell you to put it on, and then decide if you're going to make the argument or not. Thanks so much for listening, you guys. You're the best. Please do subscribe and like and comment. Comments are great because they get me traffic and stuff. I don't know how these algorithms work, but it's good for the brand. It's good for the conversation. So let's continue the conversation. We can do that sort of, what do you call it, offline? All right. Take care. See you next time. This is the Sam Sorbo Show. I'm Sam Sorbo.